Hey, everybody, welcome on into Domesticated Gamblers, your new home for St. Louis sports gambling talk, right here on the Sports Hub STL YouTube channel. I'm Eric Sontag. You got Shawn Surwillo and Tito Ulrich here as well. We're here with you every Friday at 12 p.m. talking gambling on our hometown teams. So if you want to throw some money down while you're watching the Blues, City, Mizzou, or SLU this weekend, we're here to give you our opinions and our hot takes and our information to help you decide where to put your action. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the Sports Hub STL YouTube channel, and get involved with the show by participating in the live chat. We want this to be your show. So if you got opinions on these games, or if you have other random topics you want to discuss, throw them in the live chat and we'll talk about it. If you're watching this after the fact, make a note in your calendar. Join us every Friday at 12 p.m. here on the Sports Hub STL YouTube channel. Take your lunch break. Let's talk some gambling and get ready to cash some bets over the weekend. Boys, happy Friday. March Madness just about upon us. Tito, how you feeling today, brother?
Wonderful. I can't wait. Well. We are in March, Daddy. It's my favorite time of year. We got spring training right in the thick of it. We got the trade deadline for the Blues today. What a great performance by the Blues a few days ago. And I got some hot takes to deliver today, Daddy. Woo!
John, what's up with you today, brother?
Doing good, doing good. It's a beautiful Friday. I'm ready to get this going, ready to cash some bets. I just saw the Taggers comment there. Yeah, tough loss for the Blues. Let's see if they can rally around this knee problem and go win us another cup, baby. We're getting cup crazy here in St. Louis.
A lot of Blues talk today on the show, and here's what we have for you today on Domesticated Gamblers. Going to take a look at some season-long player props for the Cardinals. Last week was all about the hitters. This week, we'll talk about some of the pitcher props available on DraftKings. And we got those home team games to preview with the Blues tonight, Mizzou and SLU tomorrow, and City on Sunday. And our home team coverage here on Domesticated Gamblers is brought to you by Sam and Edie Sweets. Then we'll fire off our best bets from across the world of sports this weekend. And we'll wrap up the show with our home team plays of the week, where we each give our favorite play from the games involving the local teams. So let's start talking about those home teams. And our home team coverage here on Domesticated Gamblers is sponsored by Sam and Edie Sweets. Sam and Edie Sweets. Tito, I got some of these cookies at my home last week. This is not like let's pump up the sponsor here. These were like legit, outstanding half-pound cookies. So Tito, let me put this little image up here and then tell us more about Sam and Edie Sweets.
Yeah, hey, cookie lovers and domesticated gamblers fam. You've heard me rave about our first sponsor over the last couple of weeks, and I gotta tell you, Sam and Edie's Sweets is the real deal. Sam and Edie's Sweets is whipping up some colossal cookies that are nothing short of a masterpiece. I'm talking half-pound cookies, Daddy. They use top-notch ingredients, and yes, they deliver right to your door. Just hop on over to samandediesweets.com. The link's in the YouTube description. Order your cookies and prepare for a taste explosion. These cookies are the creme de la creme of cookiedom. They've got flavors like chocolate overload, sprinkled deluxe, melt in your mouth, not in your hand, white chocolate macadamia nut, and more. And don't forget Tito's favorite, the classic chocolate chip. Got special dietary needs? No worries. Sam and Edie's Sweets has got your back with vegan and gluten-free options. They even offer a deluxe cookie collection featuring jaw-dropping flavors like banana pudding cookie deluxe and turtle cookie deluxe. If you're more into the bite-sized goodies, they've got those too. Every single cookie is made to order, ensuring they're as fresh as can be. So what are you waiting for? Head over to samandediesweets.com, place your order, and get ready to have your taste buds delighted. Oh, don't forget to follow them on Instagram at Sam and Edie Sweets. That's SAMONIDES. Indulge in sweet perfection with Sam and Edie Sweets.
Sam and Edie Sweets, the sponsor of our home team coverage here on Domesticated Gamblers, and support the advertisers, guys. Yeah, Tim says, cookie. And maybe that's a random topic of the day. Favorite Sesame Street character? Cookie Monster. Definitely mine. I know that was my daughter's favorite. You guys got a favorite Sesame Street character?
No, I can't remember Sesame Street. It's 40 years ago for me, Daddy.
I guess Cookie Monster, would be my guy, I guess. I don't know.
I do have a quick story here. We like to watch a lot of sports movies in our house. Sometimes I get to pick, sometimes SJ gets to pick, or my wife or Katie. So about 2 nights ago, my son comes in and goes, "Hey, Dad, you want to watch Rocky?" and like goosebumps all over. I'm like, yes, son, I do want to watch Rocky. So he's 9. I didn't make him watch Rocky 1 because it's a little slow, but we went with Rocky 3. You know, there's a lot of action in that one. So it got me thinking, what's your favorite sports movie of all time?
Tito, go ahead.
Oh, geez, yeah. I mean, me and my boys have been watching nonstop Rookie of the Year. I mean, that's got to be a classic one right now for me. And that Ulrich household, you know, you talk about, you know, reciting different lines, and you talk about, you know, Wiedemir, what are you doing, you idiot? Get in right field, Rowan Gardner. Oh, good stuff all around. But I can't, you know, Rookie of the Year has got to be a really, you know, hot topic for me right now with the Ulrich household. That's been shown nonstop, Daddy.
I love the Rocky movies, all of them. I think Rocky 4 would be the one I show my kid. That's my favorite sports movie. I think it single-handedly allowed me to get through a half marathon, my very first half marathon I did. I just played the soundtrack on repeat over and over again. God, I love that movie. I think some hot topics here on the hot discussion here on the YouTube chat. Barney Till I Die from Brendan.
Oh my God. My brother played Barney my whole life growing up. Woof. Give me a woof on
The
that.
Godson says, give me Oscar the Grouch, underrated. Sorry. We got more comments on Oscar the Grouch. Agreed from Ashley. We got Major League Best Baseball Movie. My favorite sports movie is Miracle from the Taggart. That's a good one. And another sports movie for the Godson, Moneyball, or Kicking and Screaming, battling for number 1 and number 2. Have you guys seen Kicking and Screaming? I haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah. It's a great movie. It's a great soccer movie. I got to go with Sandlot. It's by far the OG. It's just everything about your childhood, going in the backyard, playing baseball. And Tito knows, Eric knows, we used to have a little Sandlot right next door to my house. So we played a lot of ball there, a lot of football. It's got to be Sandlot.
Yeah, this Joker, when he moved into that silent area, I tried to go make friends with this Joker over here, and this guy kicked me off. I've been living there my entire life, and you had to go and ruin my bubble, take over my spot, and you say, oh, no, you got to go find another kid to play. Big woof on that, Shawn.
Well, listen, it was odd numbers, and you didn't make even numbers, and when I moved in the neighborhood, I took the neighborhood over, Daddy.
That's for sure.
Well, let's get back on track for the show. We're gonna try and wrap this one up within an hour today. We got a lot of stuff going on with the Blues trade line coming up. If any news breaks during the show, we will make sure to let you know. Again, just a reminder, guys, support the advertisers. Hit the link in the YouTube subscription, or in the YouTube description for Salmoniti Sweets. You can order your cookies from salmonitisweets.com. All right, let's talk some Redbirds. Let's discuss a few of the season-long player props for Cardinals pitchers. These props are only available on DraftKings, and with these, you cannot bet the under. Okay, it's either you bet the over or you pass. So what we're going to do is what we did last week. We're going to rip off a segment from our good friend Randy Carricker, and we're going to do take it or leave it with these. And as we go through these, guys, if you're watching, let us know your opinions in the YouTube chat, and we will discuss. And let's start with the ace of the staff, Sonny Gray. Mostly good last season. He did give up a career high in homers, 21 of them. His ERA was a little bit high, 3.81, but under the hood, everything just looked great with his ERA estimators. He finished the season at 13-9, and he had 203 strikeouts and 166 in a third innings. So here are the bets available for Sonny Gray on DraftKings. 180 or more strikeouts is minus 110. 200 or more strikeouts, which he did hit last season, is plus 155. And 12 or more wins is minus 105. So, Shawn, I'm going to start with you. Would you take any of these on Gray, or would you leave them?
I'm going to take the minus. I'm going to take the 180. Yeah, so I agree. I think he's going to get to 180 pretty easily, barring injury. That's with all these player props. And then also, I'm going to gamble a little bit, and I take the 12-plus wins. I think the Central's a weak division. I think he can squeeze out 12 wins this year.
Tito, what do you think on Sonny Gray?
This guy's stealing my thunder over here. Yeah, we're going to go the over on those win totals, Daddy. I think he's going to get well over 12 wins. I like 15 or 16 wins in that weak division of the Central. Big Wolf. Come on, Sonny Gray. Don't let me ground. Do not let me down, Sonny Gray. Go over on the big win total, Daddy.
So I said it last week, and I'll say it again here. If I'm going to bet an over on a season-long player prop, I need to love the over just because these overs are so vulnerable to injuries. And I think this is a perfect example. Like, I cannot take the overs here because I'm too worried about injury. Like, if he stays healthy all season, I think he hits all these numbers. But this is his 13th year in the big leagues. Do you know, guys, he's never had 3 healthy seasons in a row. And I'm counting last season as a healthy season where he missed just a little bit of time. He finished with 166 innings. The season before, he was at 184. So this dude's 35 years old. I just can't trust him enough to take the over on these. I'm a little surprised, Shawn, that you were on the over on Gray. I thought you'd be fading. I know you say you don't like, betting on pitchers or players coming off career years. I wouldn't say it was a career year, but 2 years ago definitely was. But sounds like you're still definitely bullish on Gray this year.
Yeah, 160 is the new 200, I feel like, in baseball as far as innings goes. I think he can get to 160 even with one IL stint with the hamstrings. Usually he's got a little hammy pull every year. He's a strikeout artist. Give me the over here. I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, Eric Fetty. Pretty disappointing couple months while here with the Cardinals, but he did have a solid season overall. You look at the numbers. Last year with the White Sox and Cardinals combined, he went 9-9 with a very good 3.30 ERA, and he had 154 strikeouts and 177 in a third innings. So here's what you got on DraftKings for Eric Fetty. 140 or more strikeouts is minus 110, and 10 or more wins is minus 120. So, Tito, I'm going to go to you, brother. You taking either of those on Fetty, or are you leaving them?
Pass. Big wolf. I'm leaving all those, Daddy.
Shawn, what do you think?
I no hot take on that one. That's a big pass for me. Big wolf on Eric Fetty.
Yeah, we don't want Eric Fetty to be getting Ks. He's a ground ball pitcher. That's where he needs to live. He needs to stay down there. I know when he went over to Korea, his ground ball rate was something like 59%, almost 60%. And that's why the White Sox signed him, because he was a ground ball specialist. So I'm going to leave it. He might, there's been all this chatter about him getting traded. If he gets traded, maybe the over hits, but I'm going to leave him too, Tito. I don't like this.
Man, I'm the one on the island today so far. I'm actually going to take him. What I really like about Fetty is he's durable. Like he made 31 starts last season, and the year before that when he was Korea, and that's when he dominated and just really remade himself as a pitcher. He made 30 starts that year as well. And then the 2 years prior to that, when he wasn't any good, he still made 27 and 29 starts for the Nationals. So you've had 4, very durable seasons in a row. He got to 9 wins last season while spending 4 months with that crappy White Sox team. I think he'll get to 10 with the Cardinals, or he'll be even more likely to get the double digits if he gets traded to a real contender. And for the strikeouts prop, like he finished with 154 strikeouts last season. I'll take a shot on him to get to 140 at minus 110. I'm surprised by this. I'm usually the one that I feel like is more conservative. But you guys are disagreeing.
Getting traded to a contender and he becomes a 6-man rotation kind of guy. His innings doesn't get there. I'm going to leave it.
Man. All right. Well, let's see what we got in this third and this last one. It's Ryan Helsley. He led all of baseball last season with 49 saves. Dude was just fantastic. 2.04 ERA, just 4 blown saves. And here's what's available for him on DraftKings. 35 or more saves is minus 120. Again, he had 49 last year. So 35 or more saves is minus 120. 40 or more saves is plus 155. And he is the third favorite to lead all of MLB in saves again. He's priced up at plus 750 in that market. So, Shawn, are you taking any of those on Helsley, or are you going to leave them?
Yeah, let's gamble a little bit and let's play plus 750. Why not? Have a little taste on that to lead the league in saves. No one's projecting the Cardinals to have many wins this year, but if you want to gamble a little bit here, take that. In all honesty, that's the only play I would play here, with the odds. That's right, a little Hell's Bells. My son loves that intro. Maybe the best in the game. They say the Mets guy was Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
But I'm over the flute deal. So, give me Hell's Bells, baby.
Give me trumpet.
Let's go 750. Is it a trumpet? Is it a flute? I don't know what the hell it is.
Wow, big whoop. Yeah, no, Eric. No, this is, do not touch this one, folks. Ryan Helsley's going to get chipped. multiple years in a row where a closer, is dominant. I don't like those odds, Daddy.
I'm with Tito on this one, and the Godson as well, saying not taking anything on Cardinals pitching. So, like, yeah, I just got bad vibes on Helsley this season. I just think the Cardinals should have traded him. I think they should have cashed in when they had the chance. And I got injury concerns with him too. Like, he was dominant in 2022, but then he got hurt and he missed about half the season in 2023 and dominant again last year. I just got a bad feeling that things go wrong for him this season. And even if he's healthy all year long, I do think there's a good chance he gets traded. And if he goes to a team like the Dodgers, kind of like you said with Fetty, Shawn, I think Fetty would be a starter no matter where he goes. But if Helsley goes to a team like the Dodgers, he's not guaranteed to be a closer just with how much they like to mix and match. So I'm usually a numbers guy.
He's not going to the Dodgers. The Dodgers got Tanner Scott. They got Kirby Yates. He might go to the Yankees. They picked up Devin Williams. I could see him going to a contender and then actually getting more saves. So give me the lead in the league in saves. Let's gamble a little bit, but plus 750.
Yeah, for me, it's still just like it just doesn't feel right to me. Again, I wouldn't say it was a career year last year. I mean, he was just as good, if not better, in 2022. But just like the odds of that happening 2 years in a row, don't love it. But I mean, the third favorite at plus 750. I mean, you could certainly do worse for leading the league in saves. Tito, you got any last words on Helsley? You're actually in agreement with me, and we're up against Fish. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel wonderful. This clown talking about all these analytical numbers about exit velo and arm angle and all that BABIP stuff. Whoop-de freaking do. I don't really give a crap about any of that stuff. Come on, Helsley. Prove me wrong, Daddy. I want to be proven wrong here, baby.
The Godson says he was in a Dallas bar with a bunch of Rangers fans preying on his downfall. Well, Helsley blew our 2022 playoffs against the Phillies. We'll never forgive him. Boys, we were at that game together, the three of us. That was kind of the end of the era for Cardinals dominance. Like, I could go in a soapbox. We don't have time for it. That was not Helsley's fault. That was Marmol's fault and the organization's fault for the way they set that up, taking Quintana out early. I got to move on. I got to move on because I will get going on that.
Listen, 2 years ago, we were in the playoffs and everyone's acting like the sky's falling. Calm down, Cardinal fans. It's okay.
All right, guys, let's move on and talk some Blues hockey before any news breaks in this show. I don't see it. My notifications is not lit up as of yet. Of course, it is trade deadline day. Trade deadline is in an hour and 42 minutes. We'll have instant reaction for you here on the Sports Hub STL YouTube channel if the Blues make a deal. They also continue to see their playoff odds move in the right direction. Last week on this show, the Blues were plus 900 to make the playoffs. As we sit here today, the Blues playoff odds are plus 500. So tonight, the Blues are in Anaheim to take on the Ducks. The Blues are a minus 155 favorite. That is substantial. The Ducks are the plus 130 underdog, and the total is set at 5.5 with the over juiced up to minus 120. So let's hear from you guys in the chat. What's your bet in this game tonight with the Blues and the Ducks? First game without Colton Parayko. Drop us a comment and we'll discuss. Shawn, you're up first on this one. How do you see this game going tonight with the Blues and the Ducks?
If we can first get to this comment here by Zebra. Yeah, the headphones are back, Daddy. What a classic look. Tito's trying to hide those little whiskers he's got up there on top of his head. They're still left. Glad that Zebra's back. So let's get to the Blues. This is a tough one. The only way I'm looking at this game is the under. You mentioned it on Randy's Carricker show. The Ducks don't score. We talked about Will Bennington play tonight, and I'm in agreement. I think he does play. We try to get the win tonight, and then tomorrow we just lose that game at the Kings back-to-back again. What this schedule has been rough. I'm only going to bet this as the under. I hope the Blues can get this thing done. That would be my only bet here. The only way I'm leaning is the under.
Yeah, this comment here from Mike about do the Blues make a move at the deadline with the extra $6.5 million from Colton going to long-term injured reserve? Honest answer is I don't know. Army plays all this stuff so close to the vest. I have no idea what he's going to do. I hope they stand pat more than anything. I mean, an addition is very possible. I just would be surprised if he's in a mode to give up assets. Tito, what do you think about that? And what do you think about this game tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that logic. You gotta spend some money here, Stillman. Let's go, Daddy. Let's make a big time splash. Let's get another D-man. Let's make a move. Everyone's been riding Tito's coattails. I told everyone 2 weeks ago that this Blues team was going to make a run, and nobody's throwing hosannas at my feet. You're not throwing hosannas at my feet, Eric. Shawn for some reason ignores everything that Tito says and always tries to sharpshoot me. But guess what? Tito's locked into this club. Money's got this team playing. Cue the Undertaker music tonight, Daddy. We're going way under. I'm looking for another standout performance by Benner, and I love this team. And how dare the NHL put teams over in California? I mean, Parayko slips on the ice. It's too damn warm in California that you should be playing games over in California, and he slips. He tears his knee up. Thanks a lot, Bettman. Woof.
Yeah,
ahead,
Tito, I'm glad you're holding the Blues here accountable a little bit. The Cardinals were in a similar situation last year, and we went out and got Fetty. We went out and got Fam. Everybody gives Mozeliak a hard time, but at the deadline, if his teams are close, he makes moves. Armstrong needs to make a move here. This team has got some momentum. We got to help him out. I'm with you, Tito. Thanks. I appreciate you here. You're seeing my way. Seeing my way a little bit.
Yeah, Armstrong hasn't sat in his hands all day long, though, all season long. He's made move after move, getting Cam Fowler. I mean, getting Monty. That was some great moves. Cam Fowler going back to Anaheim tonight. I think I saw a comment from Randy's show where people are high on Cam Fowler tonight. First time he's been back in Anaheim since the trade. So look for a big-time performance by him. I'm looking for a big-time performance by the Blues tonight. Let's go Blues.
Yeah, I just don't love the price on them tonight at minus 155 as a favorite. It's not like the Anaheim is a drag of the league. I mean, they're just a few points behind the Blues in the playoff race. So, yeah, I definitely lean under 5.5 this one. Blues have been an under team this season. It's cashed in 56% of their games. Ducks are just like an under festival when it comes to their games. The under hits at a 63% clip for the Ducks. That's the second best mark in the NHL. So it's just a lean for me. It's even money. So I like the value there, but just like so much unknown with the deadline. Also how the Blues play without Parayko. We don't know who's going to be in goal yet from last check. But man, I just feel like you really want to get this win tonight because it's a tough spot tomorrow facing the Kings again. And it's going to be the third game in 4 nights for the Blues. We just saw that last Sunday, that same situation, third game in 4 days against Dallas, and the Blues fell short in that one. So just a massive, massive game tonight for your St. Louis Blues. Okay, guys, let's talk another St. Louis team facing a Los Angeles area team, and that is St. Louis City SC. They'll be up against the defending champion LA Galaxy on Sunday night. Will we finally see a goal scored in a City game? Well, the odds makers seem to think so. On DraftKings, you can bet the total of 3. I'm trying to figure this out. The over 3 is priced up at minus 145. The under 3 is at plus 105. The Galaxy, they're 0-2 on the season, but they come in as a minus 125 favorite. City is a plus 280 underdog. The draw is also set at plus 280. So you have some tantalizing options here with the total, the draw, just St. Louis Draw FC. That looks awfully appealing at plus 280 as well. So let us know in the chat what you guys got on this game with City and the LA Galaxy. Tito, let's start with you, man. How do you see this one on Sunday night with City and the Galaxy?
Yeah, it's going to be another draw. I feel like Melberg. What are we doing here? I mean, I was a big anti-Carnell guy last year. There was too many damn draws at the beginning of the season. You had to make some big moves. Well, guess what? Melberg doesn't know how to put an offense together. Sure, the defense is locked and loaded, and we got some great performers. Kessler has been outstanding on that back line. But I'll tell you what, they got to score some damn goals. Okay, I think Melberg's making a play for them to try to bring over that Josh Sargent fella from over in Europe. I think that's what he's trying to do. I think he's playing a long game where, hey, let's get Josh Sargent over here to score some damn goals. I mean, no creativity offensively. Big Wolf. Take the under on this game. There's no way there's going to be more than 3 goals scored. Berkey's playing out of his mind. He's playing for another contract. Outstanding goaltender in Berkey. And Berkey, I trust, Daddy. Whoa.
4 games between these two teams. Guess how many goals have been scored? 1. I mean, the MLS has got a problem here. We need goals. What? Maybe make these fields 50 feet wider on each side and longer. Get some scoring going. MLS isn't going to survive with 1 goal in 4 games. Get this draw crap out of here. I talked about it on the first show. City can't score. They remind me of the Blues a few years ago. They dominate the game and they can't finish. You got to go against the trend, and I'm with you, Eric. I think for some odd reason they do get over 3 goals in this game. That would be my lean, just to go against the trend here. But my God, this is some boring soccer. Get this off of here. I'm ready. I'm done talking about it.
I mean, that is the ultimate contrarian play if you're taking the over in this game. I don't see how you do not take the under. I bet it earlier this week when it was at plus 120, and that was a 3-unit play. And for me, that's about as big as a play as I'll go. I'm actually considering going more because, like, it's not just the 0-0 scores that make me love the under. It's how these city games have ended up with no goals. There's a great site that I like to use for soccer called SofaScore. It's where I get data for expected goals, and they have a stat on there called big chances. You like that name, SofaScore?
That's outstanding. That's like a Tito website, Daddy. Whoa, I love it.
Well, they have this stat called big chances. And, it sounds very reasonable. Like, those moments where you go, oh, like almost scored. Like, that's a big chance, right?
Yeah.
And I like that stat because shots don't tell the full story of how close you were to scoring. So when there are 2 games this season, City has generated just 2 big chances on offense, and they've only conceded 2 big chances on defense. That's a grand total of 4 big chances in the 2 City games. And the only way I lose this under is if 4 total goals are scored. I mean, like, sign me up for this under 3 all day long. And then you got the Galaxy, who haven't done much of anything offensively either. They've scored just 1 goal in their first 2 games, and they've created a grand total of just 2 big chances in their games. So again, the only way you lose this bet is if 4 goals are scored. 3 would be a push. And you got 2 offenses here that have created a grand total of 4 big chances in 4 games played. I mean, this is one of my favorite single game bets I feel like I've ever seen. Like, this is a big play for me. Thinking adding more, like, give me the under at plus 105. I have no idea how that thing is priced up at plus money. We got the Godson saying the under and the draw should be automatic every week for us. The defense looks European level. The offense looks like CYC. You know a lot about that, Tito.
This damn guy, this Godson, don't take shots at the CYC. How dare this guy? And how dare Sharpie Shawn try to bring in some gimmicks to the MLS. There's nothing wrong with the game of soccer, Daddy. It's all about, this is the elite level defense. There's nothing they need to do to change the offense. They don't need to make it in half. They don't need to subtract players. Big Wolf on all those stakes. And the Godson needs to keep his mouth shut. The squarest of square picks by that Godson. Don't be taking shots at Tito's favorite CYC, Daddy.
Listen, the MLS, in all honesty, might want to wait to start the season here in April. March is for March Madness. It's cold. It's freezing. These players aren't ready to go. I don't like this March start. This is crap soccer we're watching. We want to see some good soccer on it. What's viewership? Is it up or down? I have no clue.
We don't know.
It can't be up when you have all these damn draws.
Yeah, Apple doesn't release the numbers, so we have no idea how many people are watching these games. I know I'm watching it. I love soccer. I love watching it. I'm super excited about this team. I was watching the San Diego game, 9:30 on Saturday night, and I got to be honest, second half, I was dozing off. I'm a 43-year-old dad. I'm trying to keep myself awake. There was just nothing happening, and I just don't see how you take an over in this spot with the data in front of us. Like, unless you just want to be a contrarian, but still, I mean, if you're going to take the over, you probably want to take like over 3.5 is plus 115. Under 3.5 is minus 160. Like, I don't know. Like, just give me all the unders, Daddy. Tito,
I'm not your soccer guy. I'm just going against this trend here. I think, for the love of God, MLS has got to say, score some goals here. Come on, City, let's go.
Even our guy Taylor Twellman was on the broadcast of San Diego, my old high school compatriot, and he was just like, I feel like these teams could play forever. They're not going to score. I'm pretty sure I heard that as I was dozing off on my couch in the second half. Oh, God. Well, we have a much more exciting game coming up tomorrow with college basketball with Mizzou and Kentucky. But first, a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the Sports Hub STL YouTube channel, and go to the go to sportshubstl.com right now. Sign up for our newsletter. It's sent to your inbox twice a week, and anytime St. Louis sports news breaks, you'll be the first to know about Sports Hub STL events, merchandise, and you'll get exclusive content and prize opportunities and more. And while you're on the site, check out all the St. Louis sports content, including game recaps, programming highlights, sports news, opinions, gambling tips, and more. It's all on the website at sportshubstl.com. And let's move on and talk about this game with Mizzou and Kentucky tomorrow. It's the final game of the regular season for the Tigers. Mizzou, they are unfortunately in their worst stretch of the season. They've dropped 3 of their last 4, now 21-9 overall and 10-7 in the SEC. UK comes to Columbia at 20-10 overall and 9-8 in conference play. Mizzou has opened up as a 3.5-point favorite, and the total is set at 170.5. Big number, high-scoring teams. So we'll see. YouTube chat, let us know what you think on this one, and we'll talk about it. Shawn, I'm going to kick it off with you. Are you worried about these Tigers long-term, and what do you got on this game tomorrow?
Yeah, we talked about Mizzou's defense last week. They've been struggling. They got to figure this out. They're getting killed down low. For my lean, I think Missouri can win this game. It's not a huge lean, but I'm going to go back to the well here. I'm going to take Missouri first half. That would be my bet. That's probably at 1.5 or so. Boy, Gates has got to figure something out. And also, enough with the 6 man off the bench. Put Grill in the starting lineup. It was cute. It was fun. He's one of your best players. He needs to be starting. Enough with this crap. Get him on the starting 5.
Yeah, the Tigers says Mizzou reeling, even when they're good, they're bad. Like, they still light it up offensively. They're the 5th best offensive team in the country, according to KenPom. But man, they've now allowed 90 plus in 4 of their last 5 games. It's got me really, really nervous. Tito, what do you think?
Grill should be coming on the starting 5. I mean, this little gimmick on the 6 man. Come on.
I think Grill prefers to be the 6th man because he likes to see how the team is defending them, and then he kind of knows what he's got to do to attack. So, but I get it though. He's going to be the 6th man of the year in the SEC, no doubt. He's definitely Mizzou's either best or second best player. Tito, what do you got on this one tomorrow?
Yeah, not worried whatsoever. Trusting Gates, Daddy. It's at home. They're going to take the Tigers by 1 million tomorrow, Daddy. I'll tell you that right now. They're going to score 100-plus points. That Mark Pope fella and the Wildcat defense, big wolf on that guy. That guy couldn't stop anybody when he was playing at Kentucky. Now he can't stop anyone from coaching Kentucky. So Dennis Gates is fine. Hot take artist Sharpie Shawn over here. Oh, Grill needs to be in the starting lineup. Lottie freaking died. He's been off the bench the entire season. I mean, this is what made Mizzou tick all year long, Daddy. Mark Mitchell down low, get the ball down low, and you got to start hitting some open shots. The one thing that concerns me about Mizzou is the free throws. You got to hit your free throws at points, Daddy, and they're not very consistent at the line. They go to the line a lot, but hitting your free throws, it's got me sweating bullets, Daddy.
I just feel like at this point in the season, Grill needs to be starter. It was fun. It was cute, but the best 5 need to start playing here in March.
Yeah, the Godson's with you, Shawn, in that Mizzou first half. That's been a very profitable trend all season long. It didn't cash in the game against Oklahoma. And really, it was a close loss to Arkansas a few weeks ago. The Vandy game they lost, they just gave that away at the end. I think the OU game was the only game all season long where I'd say they laid an egg. And just about every team at some point lays an egg. And I've been telling myself, for probably a month or 2 now, I know it's coming. They're going to lay an egg at some point. It's going to suck while I'm watching it, but just it happens to everyone. Don't panic. So I'm forcing myself not to panic here. I still believe in this team. Man, I've got to tell you, I've been eyeing up this spot for weeks now. I don't feel quite as good about it as I did a week or 2 ago, but I just love Missouri in this game. I'm going to bet the full game at the 3.5. So I think if Kentucky is like a poor man's Alabama, and you saw what Missouri did to Alabama a few weeks ago. Kentucky, they like to play fast, but they give up a lot of points. They allow 77 points per game, which is second worst in the SEC. Also, like Alabama, Kentucky has a negative turnover margin, and Mizzou is 4-0 against teams in the SEC with a negative turnover margin, and they've won those 4 games by an average of over 17 points per game. So Tennessee, great offense. Mizzou, a little bit better offense. I just think Mizzou likes playing games where it's fast, it's chaotic. They can force a bunch of turnovers. So, man, I just love Mizzou here. Give me the Tigers minus 3.5 for the full game. I just feel like this is kind of like, okay, it's senior day. This crowd's going to be juiced up.
Yeah.
It was senior day for Oklahoma the other night. It was just kind of a bad spot all around. But Mizzou, I think tomorrow is just kind of like the crowning achievement on what's been a very surprising, successful season. Go ahead, Sean.
Since we played John Calipari's defense, we've lost 3 out of 4, and I hope the book isn't out on us. He got after us physically, and that's kind of been the trend lately. If you get after us physically down low, we're struggling. I totally agree here, though, Eric. I think that, it's going to be rocking. Get Grill in the starting lineup for senior day, for the love of God. Come on. But, yeah, give me that first half. I think this thing cashes easy.
All right, guys, let's wrap up our home team coverage sponsored by Sam and Edie Sweets by taking a look at this game tomorrow with the Billikens hosting Duquesne. SLU. They've all been eliminated from a double bye in the A10 tournament. That game on Tuesday against Dayton was on my birthday. My wife asked me what I wanted. I said, I just want SLU to beat Dayton. I'm a SLU grad. They haven't won up there since 2014. I'm not a gift guy. I'm like, just beat Dayton. That's all I want. I was riding high. They're up by 14. And then they collapse. It's just a gut punch of a game. So that it's going to take an absolute miracle for them to get this double bye. They're most likely going to be the 6th seed next week. Duquesne, they're just 13 and 17 overall. They're not good, but they've been competitive in conference play. A record of 8-9 in the A10. We do not have a line for this game as of yet, but Ken Palm has it projected as a 72-66 win for the Billikens. So let's call it SLU minus 6 with a total of 138. YouTube chat, if you got takes on this game, drop us a comment and we'll discuss. Tito, what's your feel on the Billikens and Duquesne tomorrow?
Yeah, I like your. I was watching the Randy Carricker show this morning. I like your logic. Kind of rest some of these guys, rest the big 3, let the young guys play, kind of get some reps in. But I like SLU in this matchup. I don't, this Duquesne Waddy freaking big wolf on that. I don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that Gibson Jimerson's gonna finally hang up the Billiken jersey after this home matchup. He's been a Billiken for the last 30 plus years, so gonna kind of put a tear to my eye. So kudos to Gibson Jimerson for being around for 30 plus years. But take the Billikens. Let's go down to downtown. Let's go down to Chaffetz. Let's wish him well. And let's watch the Billikens cash some money by big W tomorrow, baby. Woo!
So just to give my take and my theory that you're referring to on the Randy Carricker show. So the way the schedule shapes up tomorrow, SLU plays Duquesne at 7 o'clock. By the time they tip, all the other A10 games are over for the day. So SLU's going to know if they have any prayer at the double bye, which is almost certainly no. And it's most likely they're going to be the 6 seed. Maybe they'll be playing for the 5 seed. My theory is, and I don't think Schertz is going to do this, but I think there is an argument to be made for letting the big 3 sit. Like maybe give Jimerson and Swope a few minutes because they're seniors, and especially Jimerson, like give him his curtain call. But man, I just think, giving the starters more, the big 3 some rest is great. But I think what's more important is giving these bench guys minutes and give them a chance to build confidence. Like McCautry, we don't know his status. He got hurt in the Dayton game. But you got these guys like Picard, Warlick, and Brockhoff. Picard and Warlick in particular, they've shown some flashes, but it's kind of really tailed off as of late. These guys need to build some confidence, and the only way this team has a prayer of winning 4 games in 4 days next week is getting bench contributions. I don't care if Duquesne wins by 50. Like, I would rather have the bench guys get a chance to contribute and build some confidence, hopefully keep the game close and maybe win, because like this is all about next week. Like tomorrow, it's nice for senior day ceremony, but you have to make a run next week. And personally, like if it's a question of whether they're the 5 or the 6, and like if they win, they get the 5, lose, get the 6, I'd be very happy if they tank the game and become the 6, because then you're on George Mason's side of the bracket as opposed to VCU's. I think George Mason's a much better matchup. They're not explosive offensively. I think SLU would be right there with them the entire game, where VCU just really makes me nervous with their physicality and just how much they get after the Billikens. So like, is that take crazy, Shawn? Like it is very much out there. I don't think it's going to happen, but like, what do you think on that?
I like what you're saying, but here's the way I would play it. I am a coach myself. I coach a little basketball. I coach tackle football. I'd call out my starters and I'd bring them out there and I'd say, let's get after this team. Let's get a big lead. Then let's rest our starters. So I think you could go the opposite way here. Try to get out to a lead if you got a big lead, or try to mix and match here a little bit with a little more rest, but also play your starters, because I agree. You don't want to go into this game or into the tournament with a loss. You want to ride high. Tito knows this. Emotions matter. When you're on a winning streak, it matters. You don't want to be going back in here with 2 losses for SLU. So let's try to win this game. But also, I'm with you, Eric. Let's get the bench involved so they're ready to go for this tournament. I like SLU here a lot. Give me -6 all day, Daddy, as Tito would say. Give it to me all day. The over-under, I'm not really a big fan of that 138 number. So I'm going to pass on that. But give me SLU, and let's get the starters involved in the game and get out to a big lead, and then let's get the bench some minutes.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch this game just with so much unknown of what the motivation is going to be depending how the games go tomorrow. If I had to bet it, though, I would go under, just because SLU unders have still been extremely profitable. They cash at a 75% clip, 21-7 on the year. So very intrigued how this game is going to go tomorrow down at Chaifetz Arena.
You play to win the game, and if you bench your starters, you can lose your team. So I got to start my starters, and then I go from there.
Yeah, and I get that, and it might surprise you. I'd never played college basketball, so I don't know that could lose a room, and that's why I'd be curious to ask Shirts, is that even a consideration? Or at the very least, maybe trim their minutes down a little bit instead of having them play 36 to 40 minutes.
You get a 20-point lead or a 15-point lead. You pull the starters for a little bit. You give them a little extra rest, but you got to go out to play to win the game.
All right, well, let's move on now, guys, to our best bets. These are our favorite plays from across the world of sports this weekend. If you're watching this, we'd love to hear your best bets in the chat, so put them in there, and we'll talk about them. Guys, we are still in the green on these, but barely. Last week, Shawn, you took a shot on Kentucky money line as a home dog against Auburn. That fell short, but you're still in the positive because you had a Michigan State plus money winner a couple weeks ago. Tito, you were on that big Kent State Akron game. You were on Kent State to cover. That was a tough one. It got away from us late. I was able to pick us up, though, with Iowa State. They covered easily against Arizona. So we're all 1-1. We're 3-3 overall. Still in the green at plus 0.34 units together. Thanks to that plus money winner for Shawn. So because you're in front overall, brother, I'm going to go to you first. What do you got for your best bet this weekend?
Yeah, I really like Drake today to get this thing done, but it started before our show. So I'm going to give out a 2-team parlay here. I'm going to take the Missouri Tigers -185, and I'm going to take the Duke Blue Devils -600, and that'll give us a 2-team parlay of -127, Daddy.
Yeah, so the 2-team lay, as the kids call it, right? The lay.
2-team lay. We got the Tigers money line. We got Duke money line. I'm going to give you a little square play this time. I've been gambling a little bit. I got to get back in the green here again.
Tito's shaking his head. You do not approve of this.
Big whoop. You guys both, I should be the guy making parlays and crazy bets like this. This is ridiculous. You guys
don't even know what a parlay is, man.
I don't. What is a lay? Lottie freaking down. Big wolf on all those things. You play the Dukies. I absolutely love that. Cooper Flag, John Scher. What a wonderful program they got going on. Love the Dukies though, Daddy.
We got a best bet here from the Tagger. He's got Wrexham to win, plus 100 at home. They need more points for the big matchup with the Wycombe Wanderers, I believe their name is, next week. Yeah, all rooting for Wrexham if you guys have been following that show on FX or Hulu, whatever it's on. I'm going to go next with my best bet because I'm technically in second place. I'm just ahead of you, Tito. And I looked all over for a best bet. And I cannot find a play I like more this weekend than the under 3 in this city game with the Galaxy. So I'm doubling down. I'm taking the under 3. I'll grade it at the current price of plus 105. Again, these teams have played a combined 4 games, and between them, they have scored 1 goal, and they've created a grand total of 4 big chances offensively. The only way I lose this bet is if 4 goals are scored. So, I'm struggling with how much money to put on this. It's Matt Rocky said on Randy's show this morning that this is a mortgage bet. Don't do that. Nothing's a mortgage bet.
I
But
gotta
my
talk
best,
you down here, Eric. Hold on. I
okay.
remember a few years ago when Golden State was up 3 games is nothing in the finals, and you bet that thing. So just count, give it a 1 or 2 unit play here.
Yeah, that was there's again more time on a future show. Gambling mistake, things not to do when to gamble, and one of those is not lay minus 1,000 or maybe it was minus 2,000 on the Warriors to defeat the Cavaliers when they're up 3-1. There's no such thing as easy money with that. You could be big trouble. But my best bet here for sure, I can't find anything I even like close to this for this weekend. City, LA Galaxy, under 3 at plus 105. Tito, best bet time for you, brother. Where are you going?
I got burned last week with Akron and freaking, I don't know the other team, I forgot. But I'm going back to the Mid-American Conference, Daddy. We're going to talk about Ball State at Miami, baby. Ball State, this is Ball State's championship game. They're 9th in that Mid-American Conference. They're not going to make even the conference tournament. Big woof on that. Whoever went to Ball State, Lottie freaking die. You should be embarrassed of that athletic program if you went to Ball State. I'll tell you that right now. I'm looking at a Sontag family member on that hot take, Daddy. Woo! So guess what? We're going to take Miami, laying the 9.5 points. Miami 16-12 against the spread today this season. 4 of the last 5 they've won at home against the spread. Miami, they're the number 2 seed. They can't get the number 1 seed. They're locked in at the 2 seed in that conference tournament. So take the Miami, Wally Zerbiak in Miami, baby. Oh, let's bring it home. Let's embarrass that Ball State. I don't even know what the Ball State, whatever the mascot is, big wolf on that. So take Miami. Miami laying the 9.5. Woo!
Oh man, my sister's
just so you know, 16-12 against the spread is not very good.
It's profitable.
It's okay, but it's not good. I wouldn't give that out next time.
Not best bet material.
No.
Tito likes his college hoops. He likes his mid-major conferences. I'll ride with you on that one, brother. I don't mind that one. We got a best bet here from the Godson from the EPL. Aston Villa, Brentford over 3. 4 of the last 5 matchups have gone over. Brentford 9-5 on overs at home this season. 2 hungry teams. I don't love that one. This is a sandwich spot for Villa. They're in the Champions League. They played a few days ago. They play again a few days from now. So don't love that one. But hey, man, the Godson. He knows his soccer as well.
Godson taking another over. Big wolf.
Yeah, Godson lost his best bet last week too. In Man City over 3.5 team total, I think that was. They finished with 3. So loser there. So yeah, we need a big show here.
And also, you can just tally, or you can follow Eric on these unders in the Missouri Valley Conference. These things are cashing. We had a 3-1 day yesterday, Eric.
Yeah,
3-1. These lines are moving 10. They're moving. The points are 10 points. It started 10 points higher, and it's already down 10 points. This is a lot of movement here, so you got to get the best of those numbers. But you can follow that this weekend and cash some money, baby.
Yeah, Missouri Valley Conference unders. They went 3-1 yesterday, and they're now, let's see, they'd be 51-23 over the last 74 games. 51-20, yeah, that's right, 51-23 over the last 74 games. I just bet these blindly. Sean's right. The Illinois State Belmont line, the total opened up at 163.5. At last check about an hour ago, it has dropped 10 points. So I wouldn't get cute with it. But it just blindly bet the unders at Arch Madness. You're going to end up profitable more times than not. All right, guys, let's close out with our home team plays of the week, where we each give out our favorite play from the games involving the local teams. Mine, obviously, the under in the City game, but my second favorite play would be Mizzou. I just love them in the spot. I like the bounce back situation. I like the matchup against a team that plays the style that Kentucky does. So give me Mizzou minus 3.5 for my home team play of the week. Tito, you're applauding. You like that one?
He finally took a play positively for the home team, folks. Give Eric a round of applause. Good job, Daddy.
Tito, where are you going
for you, Eric? Finally jumping on the home team, not the away team.
Hey, man, it's our favorite bet from the games involving the local teams. Cash is cash, baby. If I like a play and I'm going to fade my local team, I'm going to do it. Tito, where are you going for your home team play of the week?
I'm in lockstep with you, Daddy. We're going under on that City game, under 3 goals. Big woof. That's going to be like a 1-0, maybe a 0-0 draw one more time. And you know what? Local teams, I should be making a play on the CYC. CYC basketball playoffs this weekend over at Our Lady of Sorrows. We call it the Sorrows Fieldhouse. We got some 7th grade matchups over there tomorrow. The 4th grade boys end their season tomorrow, Daddy. We're going to come up with a big W. And then you got some 7th grade playoff action at the Sorrows Fieldhouse. I can't wait to watch some of that action tomorrow. We're going to be betting some at the South City Zebra, officiating some of those games. I'm going to hold him accountable. I'm going to hold the other Zebras accountable all day long over at Sorrows. Woo!
Shawn, take us home, brother. What do you got for your home team play of the week?
Tito, you guys still playing a man defense, or you ever get into a little zone when you need to?
That zone's for the birds, Dad. You got to play man-to-man defense all day long. We're not Jimmy Boeheim over here. Big wolf.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know much about soccer. I call it football. It should stay across the pond. If that's my opinion on this MLS stuff. But I'm going to go with Mizzou here. I think they get this thing done. I think this is a blowout game. It'll be I got hard feelings on Kentucky because of last week. That game was officiated terrible. It was gross. Then they cut the broadcast on me. What a bunch of woof that was. I think the fix was in on that one, boys. But yeah, I guess I'll take the under. I don't know if we all want to, have the same pick. I'm fine with that. But give me Mizzou. That would be my home team play.
Yeah, Mizzou beat Alabama by 12 earlier this season. I kind of envision this going similarly tomorrow. It's going to be like a crazy high-scoring game. But I like Mizzou.
Maybe Grill Daddy throws up 40. Maybe you can find a prop on that.
God, yeah. Caleb Grill, 3-pointer props. I think it's usually like 2.5. This is prop for 3-pointers. Yeah, they might want to take a look at that one tomorrow on DraftKings. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Domesticated Gamblers here today. Hit the like button and subscribe to the Sports Hub STL YouTube channel. Tell your friends about the show, and most importantly, buy some of those incredible cookies from Salmoniti Sweets. Just click the link in the YouTube description to go to salmonitysweets.com, order some cookies, and get them delivered to your home. And stay right here on the Sports Hub STL YouTube channel. Card Sub 365 is coming up at 1 o'clock here with Joe Roderick and Ryan Fagan. We'll have instant Blues trade deadline coverage for you as news breaks. And we'll have post-game shows for all the action this weekend with the Cardinals, Blues, City, Mizzou, and SLU. So subscribe to the Sports Hub STL YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. For Shawn, for Tito, I'm Eric. This has been Domesticated Gamblers here on Sports Hub STL. Thanks for being with us, guys. We will see you at 12 p.m. next Friday.
Let's cash.